What is your NSFW secret that you are proud of? I was on a date with a girl probably out of my league. We eventually made it to a park and strolled onto a small bridge. There was a rushing stream below us, and it was nighttime, so no one was there next to us. Hearing all the water below really made me have to pee, like, really bad. So as both of us were leaning over the rail watching the stream, I quietly unzip and whip out my willy. I pee down a support to minimize the splashing. The relief I felt was orgasmic. 8/10 would do again. Whip out my willy. I fingered two of my sister's best friends at the same time in a field, akimbo style. I fingered two of my sisters, oh god, best friends, Q. This is when apostrophes are important, hahaha. I wrote erotica and dirty fanfic in high school for money. It helped me grow as a writer and paid for my needs. I charge based on length and content. Base charges: 510 pages, $8, 1,115, $10, 16 plus, $13. Content charges: vanilla, free, BDSM, plus $2, furry, plus $3. I'm on a list now, $5. Hilariously enough, I was voted most likely to write a bestseller in the yearbook. The teachers were confused as to why my class laughed so hard when I was given the certificate. Edit. Formatting. My wife and I put a penny in a bank every time we have sex. I know the exact number of times I've had sex in my life because I've only ever had sex with my wife. I have a wheat penny tattoo on my right leg that I got on our anniversary, I think 6th year. We also know how many times it took to conceive our 2 kids because we used nickels for one and dimes for the other. We count pennies every anniversary and write down totals and average for the year. Some people know this story, including friends at work, but it's not something I'd say is 100% safe for work. Kid, mom, dad. What's with the jar of coins in your room? Dad, that's how many times we made love. Kid, what about the nickel, dimes, and quarters? Dad, nickels and dimes were how many tries to conceive you 2 kid, and the quarters, dad, those were for very special moments, far and between. I had a threesome where all parties involved were actually attracted to one another. Had a foursome with 3 other women during a girls' weekend at a cabin in the mountains. MDMA was involved. The other night this guy I'm seeing and I had such great sex that after we climaxed at the end we literally fell asleep right away. I woke up an hour later literally still on top of him. I thought that was just something that happened in shit romance novels. That's such a good feeling. Or being fucked hungry. This girl fucked me so good. I ate a pizza afterwards. The first time my boyfriend let me go on top. He's so vanilla it's hilarious. I fucked him to sleep. He lets me go on top a lot more now, lol. I once farted as I got on a packed train in London. I knew it was a killer but played it cool. The doors closed behind me and 10 seconds later a girl sitting next to her boyfriend hits him and shouts, "You're disgusting." Poor guy took one for the team. Oh man, I had a similar one to this. I was at work talking to a customer and had to fart. Fortunately it was silent, but as soon as it hit my nose I thought I was caught for sure. Then the guy leans over to his wife and points at their baby and says, "I think she pooped." A friend of mine farted on a Funghua bus kind of deal. It was so bad they had to pull the bus over because they thought the septic tank burst. 5 years 3 months clean from heroin today. Fuck yeah dude, a year and a half for me. It makes me really happy to see things like this. Congratulations and stay with it. Got a hand job from my GF while her parents were driving us back from Disney World. Holy shit, you too? Disneyland here. Awkward eye contact with her mom in the rearview mirror was different. They knew. Was offered anal sex by a sales rep who looked like thin, Jessica Simpson, and turned her down because I had recently started dating the woman who would be my wife. Kissed me in front of the whole bar, bit my fucking lip, and when I pulled her out of there to talk her down, she grabbed my junk and told me where she'd like to put it. Stayed true to my girl, married her, and we're celebrating our 6th anniversary this year. BEGONETHOT. What is your NSFW secret? Woohoo, my time to contribute has come. That you are proud of? I guess I'll just read the comments this time. What is your NSFW secret that you aren't proud of? I'm really good at unhooking bras with one hand, although weirdly it has to be with my non-dominant hand. Same here. GF asked me how come I'm so good at it. Turns out lots of practice was not the right answer. Me too. Just now realized it has to be with my left hand. My bed is broken from having sex. It was already a little broken before from something else, but recently, in the middle of fun time, my bed caved in. It was hilarious, but at the same time it scared the shit out of me. Something else. My former housemate broke his bed masturbating. I broke a sink in a bar bathroom while having sex with my now wife back when we were in college. TBF. Most sinks are not terribly sturdy. They're not designed to support a lot of weight. You're just supposed to wash your hands in them, you degenerate. I rode a bike for a 40-mile journey on LSD in Tokyo during the height of cherry blossom season. This sounds magical. I'm impressed. I'm currently in a friends with benefits situation with one of my senior manager. It started with a drunken night out and now we fuck pretty much every day. It's quite awkward in the office because she is my boss's boss, and during our business review meetings my face goes red when she asks me something. I'm in a similar situation, but it turned into a serious relationship and now live together. She's a senior manager and I was her direct report. It was fun sneaking around, but now the CEO knows and moved me under someone else. It's great though, cause now we can focus on what has turned into a real relationship and be open about it. Edit. For anyone saying they're just looking out for the company, yeah, they are doing that as well. But through this move I've actually been given an additional program to oversee and a raise from the CEO himself. Dude is the real deal and cares about his employees and the organization. Askreddits like this always makes me wonder if I just have an exceedingly boring life or if people are just phenomenal liars. You also have to remember that the 50 people who have real kinky stories are an incredibly small portion of the population. Confirmation bias. It's like the bad toupee effect. You only ever notice a bad toupee, so you think all toupees are bad. Only the people with exciting stories comment. So it seems like everyone but you has exciting stories. In reality, most of the people on this thread have nothing to contribute. Once, I hung a poster by standing on a rolly chair. He said NSFW, not NSFL. I fingered my GF while we were in a bus. The bus was quite full, and she was the one who dared me to try something naughty, and she almost got us caught too. Maybe somebody noticed but didn't want to bother. My GF put a grapefruit on my wang once. I have to delete this before she sees it. Horglagloglaglaglololo. Grapefruit, yo man. WRCHL 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 WRCHL. On our honeymoon, my wife gave me a blowjob while I was standing at the window to our hotel room, looking out over Niagara Falls, Canadian side. To this day, I'm proud to say that I've received a BJ while looking down on one of the natural wonders of the world. Edit. For those suggesting that I add the remaining natural wonders to my bucket list, I'm afraid I have to disappoint you. A bout with cancer and complications from a 22-hour surgery to remove the tumor has resulted in some plumbing problems, among which are inability to get an erection. So, while I have some very nice memories of sex, that's about it. There won't be any new ones anytime soon. And Niagara Falls. I've been part of a threesome, so that's neat. I've been part of an Eiffel Tower. How about with an ex and her sister tries to outperform her? I fucked my then girlfriend now wife on the conference room table of an old job one night. Boss held a training class and there the next day. Edit. I am so very thankful that, to my knowledge, none of my family or friends are on Reddit. My wife would be horrified to know thousands of people had seen this post. My butt plug collection. I've got 25 unique plugs. Said it once and I'll say it again. You poop maniac. 2020. Picked up a hooker at a bar, didn't pay, didn't get robbed. Same story again with another one except she didn't want to use a condom, so I, for the first time, said no to sex. Hooker that doesn't want to use a condom. Suspect F. Led a full guild Naxxramus progress raid over Ventrilo while my ex blew and fucked me. Didn't come. Was too dedicated to the raid. I pee sitting down. I poop standing up. My ex kisses the guy she left me for with the same tongue she used to stick up my ass. It's a secret pride that makes me happy. She was kissing you with the tongue she was actively sticking up his ass, though. Sucked my own dick. I was so excited when I could finally do this, and after I tried it the first time, it felt more like I was sucking a dick than getting a blowjob. Never did it again. When I was in college, I worked at a vet clinic. I'd go in on weekends to take care of the boarders and I'd generally go in myself. My girlfriend would join from time to time to play with the puppies. We fucked on my boss desk, in the hallway, and on the surgery table, which I tied her to. We're married now. Summer 1998. I had two FWB girlfriends who knew about each other and didn't care. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get them both in bed at the same time. Best summer of my life. It's good to have a rep for keeping your mouth shut in a tourist town. I was in a poly relationship for a year and a half. Myself, my girlfriend, and her girlfriend, our roommate. The only sex I had for a year and a half was threesomes, but there was one time I'm particularly proud of. The three of us took a summer camping trip to my favorite spot in the Catskills. There's a hike up a stream through the mountains that ends at a waterfall with a big swimming hole. I have a bit of a thing for fucking outdoors and the ladies were feeling it too, so we found a big flat rock and went to town. Totally naked, out in the open. The roar of the waterfall mixing with our moans of pleasure. And then we went swimming. It was pretty fucking excellent. I used to have bulimia, and after years of self-induced vomiting, have no gag reflex whatsoever. Seriously, when I get with a guy and he finds that out, the reaction is priceless. This feels like a stupid question, but how do you force yourself to puke without a gag reflex? RIP your inbox, if anyone actually sees this. Also, I have a question about this, because you're actually not the first person I've seen who has this particular trait. Does the whole no gag reflex thing mean that you simply don't feel things hitting the back of your throat anymore? Whenever people mention having no gag reflex, I always just imagine guys absolutely going to town in a really aggressive manner, which is perhaps not the case. Got my dick sucked dry by a girl within 10 minutes of fucking meeting her. I don't know how I did it, but I've only told one friend. Would like to tell more people friends, but IDK if they'd believe something so random. Edit. LOL, I didn't even get her name or number. This happened recently and I'm still kicking myself for it, LMAO. Cashier, that will be $13.87. How would you like to pay? UMGLLN. I got my dick sucked by a girl within 10 minutes of fucking meeting her. Cashier, IDK if I believe that. It's way too random. My first blowjob was from 2 girls at the same time. I think I set the bar a little too high a little too early. Wondering how long that lasted, can't think myself lasting more than 2 minutes. And had an awakening that I needed to live for me. Proceeded to engage in a week-long sex fest at an adult club. I was told I eat pussy like a lesbian. I'm a dude. I proposed to my current fiancée in Paris nearly 2 years ago. I had a secret photographer following us around to capture the walk to the location I dropped to an E. And we had an hour-long engagement photography session after the yes, in order to get a genuine picture of us laugh. The photographer asked me to whisper something funny or cute into her ear. I proceeded to explain my future plans to buy a house and have a dedicated sex dungeon under lock and key so that we'd have our own private room just for us have wild times in. Neither of us could keep a straight face, and that is a crowd favorite picture in our photo book. We laugh every time someone says that picture is the best.